Jerem. Melton. Mr. President.
Here. Would everyone please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing for our invocation today by Councilmember Amy Melton. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Well, since we have Valentine's Day tomorrow, I just want to reach out. First of all, remind all of you that it is Valentine's Day tomorrow. But just remember, you don't have to buy a gift for somebody. Sometime tomorrow, just reach out, do something nice for somebody else, and give somebody just a little bit of love. That's what we need right now. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
An affidavit of publication is on file for the pre-council and city council meeting, and a current copy of the Open Meeting Act is posted in a white binder on the east wall of the legislative chambers.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this meeting of the Omaha City Council. The council thanks you all for being here today. And as a courtesy to those in attendance, I would ask you to turn off or mute any of your electronic devices. Madam Clerk.
Item 6, a resolution to approve the final plat for Sanctuary Acres located at 11205 North 60th Street. Planning Board and Planning Department recommend approval.
Public hearing on agenda item number 6 is today. Proponents, please.
Good afternoon. Joe Dutlows with Thompson, Dreesen, and Dorner, here to answer any questions.
Thank you. Are there any other proponents who wish to be heard? Seeing none, are there any opponents who wish to be heard? Seeing none, public hearing is closed.
Second.
Moved and seconded to approve item 6. No lights. Roll call.
Pauls.
Yes.
Palermo.
Yes.
Festerson.
Yes.
Harding. Jerem.
Yes.
Melton. Mr. President.
Yes.
Item 6 is approved, 7-0.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Items 7 to 9 relate to the same project and can be considered together for Kozol's Ponca Business Park located northeast of Highway 75 and 680. Planning Board and Planning Department recommend approval. Item 7, a resolution to approve the final plat for Kozol's Ponca Business Park. Item 8, a resolution to approve the Kozol Ponca Business Park subdivision agreement. Item 9, a resolution to approve a special use permit application submitted by Robert Kozol for a special use permit to allow convenience storage in the CC district.
Public hearing on agenda items numbers 7 through 9 are today. Proponents, please. Seeing, yes? Proponent?
Hi, Chris Kozel, 1006 South Saddle Creek. My brother and I are developing the project and just happy to answer any questions you might have.
Thank you. Are there any other proponents who wish to be heard? Seeing none, are there any opponents who wish to be heard? Seeing none, public hearing is closed. Mr. Festerson.
Thanks, Mr. President. Chris, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
We had a chance to meet on site quite some time ago now on your relocation there, and I appreciate you reaching out to the neighborhood and the commercial club there, given it's in the Northern Hills overlay and kind of a sensitive area with where you intend to relocate your business. If you can just kind of give us an overview of the outlots there and what you're planning on doing.
Yeah, basically, we met with the North Omaha Business Association, and I thought that it went really well. It was well attended, which was nicely to see. And just overall, a lot of the people that were there not only own businesses, but also live in the area. And so as a result, I don't think there was anything negative from what we had. I think they were all very positive to see some development in the area. What we're looking to do is to divide the lot into 4 different lots. With that, there's going to be a nursery on 2 of the lots, a convenience storage on one of them, and one of them will be vacant for future use.
Mm-hmm. And the convenience storage was the item of interest, I think, for most. But the fact being that you're a nursery, and in fact you're improving the shrubbery and, of course, the screening around the entire area, that's in fact the case also with the storage with the view from the interstate, right?
Yeah, we presented a nice package to them. You know, I think the storage was mainly a little bit of a concern, but not much, just because I think they enjoyed the development still. Yes, there's 2 lots that will have the nursery on it, which in general will bring a lot of nice things to the area as well. Also, there was a lot number 1, which is for future use, which a lot of people were excited about that for some possibilities with that, such as we had talked about a possibility of a hotel, which was really well taken by a lot of the people there, just because there's nothing in that area. So it's just future, but also possibilities going forward.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize there's a large amount of tourism that comes through in Florence, particularly to the Mormon Museum and all that we have to offer there. So I think that's would probably be a popular idea too.
Yeah, I think they really enjoyed it.
Well, I appreciate what you've done and your outreach to the neighborhood and your partners here now. So he's here for the tough business of hearing for the motion to approve.
That's how it always is.
Moved and seconded to approve. Ms. Melton.
And Chris, I just wanted to thank you. I know this was a long time coming. You had to go through a lot, you and your brother. But you're a good business owner as it is right now. You run a fine business, and I think this is a great addition that you're doing. So
Thank you.
thank you for going through and putting more investment into our city.
Thank you.
It's been moved and seconded to approve items 7 through 9. There are no further lights. Roll call.
Pauls.
Yes.
Palermo.
Yes.
Festerson.
Yes.
Harding.
Yes.
Jerem.
Yes.
Melton.
Yes.
Mr. President.
Yes.
Items 7 through 9 are approved 7-0. Item 10, an ordinance to approve a major amendment to a mixed-use district development agreement for Candlewood Hills. Planning Board and Planning Department recommend approval.
Public hearing on agenda item number 10 is today. Proponents, please.
Good afternoon, Mr. Gray, council members. Jim Bouger, 10250 Regency Circle. Here on behalf of Royce Candlewood, the applicant. I'd be happy to answer any questions you might have. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other proponents who wish to be heard? Seeing none, are there any opponents who wish to be heard? Seeing none, public hearing is closed. Moved and seconded to approve item 10. No lights. Roll call.
Pauls.
Yes.
Palermo.
Yes.
Festerson.
Yes.
Harding. Jerem.
Yes.
Melton. Mr. President.
Yes.
Item 10 is approved 7-0. Items 11 and 12 relate to the same project and can be considered together for property located at 5000 and 5020 L Street. Planning Board and Planning Department recommend approval. Item 11, an ordinance to rezone this property from GC District to CC District. Item 12, an ordinance to amend the boundaries of the MCC Overlay District to incorporate this property into that district.
Public hearing on agenda items numbers 11 and 12 are today. Proponents, please.
Good afternoon. Bo Hansen, O&H Investments, Portable Family Storage. I'm the controller for him here on behalf of the owners, so answer any questions you guys have.
Okay, thank you. Are there any other proponents who wish to be heard? Seeing none, are there any opponents who wish to be heard? Seeing none, public hearing is closed.
Second.
Moved and seconded to approve 11 and 12. No lights. Roll call.
Pauls.
Yes.
Palermo.
Yes.
Festerson.
Yes.
Harding.
Yes.
Jerem.
Yes.
Melton. Mr. President.
Yes.
Items 11 and 12 are approved 7-0. Item 13, a resolution to approve a special use permit application submitted by Brian Spencer for a major amendment to a special use permit to allow large group living in an R6 district and R7 district located at 620 South 38th Avenue. Planning Board and Planning Department recommend approval.
Public hearing on agenda item number 13 is today. Proponents, please.
Hi, Dan Dolezal, Earhart Griffin Associates, 3552 Farnham. I'm here to do a song and dance. No, I'm not. I'm just kidding. Here to answer questions. Now, there was one condition I would like to point out. They've asked for a rezoning. I think it was one of the early requests. And the university's not opposed to that. But instead of coming through with a rezone for the small parcel, they're looking at their entire campus, and they're going to bring in they're going to work with the planning department to bring in a bigger zoning package. So the zoning won't happen right away as that's being considered and brought about. So I just want to point that out to you.
Thank you. Are there any other proponents who wish to be heard? Seeing none, are there any opponents who wish to be heard? Seeing none, public hearing is closed.
Second.
Moved and seconded to approve item 13. There are no lights. Roll call.
Pauls.
Yes.
Palermo.
Yes.
Festerson.
Yes.
Harding. Jerem.
Yes.
Melton. Mr. President.
Yes.
Item 13 is approved 7-0. Item 14, an application to consider a Class C liquor license for FAMA LLC doing business as Azul Sports Bar located at 5132 L Street.
Public hearing on agenda item number 14 is today. Proponents, please.
Michael Polk, 2712 South 87th Avenue, here with Ms. Centeno, who's the owner, to answer any questions.
Thank you. Are there any other proponents who wish to be heard? Seeing none, are there any opponents who wish to be heard? Seeing none, public hearing is closed. It's moved and seconded to approve item 14. There are no lights. Roll call.
Pauls.
Yes.
Palermo.
Yes.
Festerson.
Yes.
Harding. Jerem.
Yes.
Melton. Mr. President.
Yes.
Item 14 is approved 7-0. Item 15, an application to consider a Class C liquor license with growler endorsement for Friends Family LLC, doing business as 5168 Brewing, located at 3201 Farnham Street, Suite 6107.
Public hearing on agenda item number 15 is today. Proponents, please.
Hi, Charles Yun, 1223 South 11th Street.
Thank you. Are there any other proponents who wish to be heard? Seeing none, are there any opponents who wish to be heard? Seeing none, public hearing is closed.
Move to approve. Second.
Moved and seconded to approve item 15. No lights. Roll call.
Pauls.
Yes.
Palermo.
Yes.
Festerson.
Yes.
Harding. Jerem.
Yes.
Melton. Mr. President.
Yes.
Item 15 is approved, 7-0. Item 16, an application to consider a Class I liquor license for Tandoori Fusion Foods LLC, doing business as Tandoori Fusion, located at 2537 South 174th Plaza.
Public hearing on agenda item number 16 is today. Proponents, please.
Yeah, I'm here with my partner Gopal and Vinod, here 2537 South 174th Plaza for the Tandoori Fusion. We are applying for the liquor license.
Thank you. Are there any other proponents who wish to be heard? Did you want to say anything? No? Okay. Are there any, we'll give you a shot at it. Are there any other proponents who wish to be heard? Seeing none, are there any opponents who wish to be heard? Seeing none, public hearing is closed. Moved and seconded to approve item 16. No lights. Roll call.
Pauls.
Yes.
Palermo.
Yes.
Festerson.
Yes.
Harding.
Yes.
Jerem.
Yes.
Melton.
Yes.
Mr. President.
Yes.
Item 16 is approved, 7-0. Item 17, an application to appoint Sharista Siraj as manager of SSB Brothers LLC, doing business as Tobacco Road Discounts for their Class D liquor license, located at 1414 South Saddle Creek Road.
Public hearing on agenda item number 17 is today. Proponents, please.
It's Michael Polk, 2712 South 87th Avenue, here to answer any questions with Mr. Shrestha.
Thank you. Are there any other proponents who wish to be heard? Seeing none, are there any opponents who wish to be heard? Seeing none, public hearing is closed. Is there a motion?
Move to approve.
Second. Roll call.
Pauls.
Yes.
Palermo.
Yes.
Festerson.
Yes.
Harding.
Yes.
Jerem.
Yes.
Melton.
Yes.
Mr. President.
Yes.
Item 17 is approved, 7-0. Consent agenda. Any member of the City Council may cause any item placed on the consent agenda to be removed. Items removed from the consent agenda shall be taken up by the City Council immediately following the consent agenda in the order in which they were removed, unless otherwise provided by the City Council Rules of Order.
The public hearings on agenda items numbers 18 through 22 were held on February 6, 2018.
Second.
Roll call.
Pauls.
Yes.
Palermo. Festerson.
Yes.
Harding.
Yes.
Jerem.
Yes.
Melton. Mr. President.
Yes.
Items 18 to 22 are approved, 7-0.
The public hearings on agenda items numbers 23 through 46 are today. If you wish to address the City Council regarding these items, please come to the microphone, indicate the agenda item number you wish to address, identify yourself by your name, address, who you represent, and if you are a proponent or an opponent. And since I see nobody moving, I'm assuming the public hearing is going to be closed. Mr. Harding.
Thank you, Mr. President. I just wanted to bring some attention to item number 35, which is the at-grade crossing agreement with the UP Railroad. This is really part of the 168th Street improvement because of the concerns voiced by citizens and safety concerns at 192nd due to the increased traffic because of 168th Street construction. Just wanted to make sure that the Public Works Department and the citizens and Union Pacific were all congratulating and working together to figure something out for safety during that period of time.
Thank you. Any other comments? Is there a motion for the consent agenda?
Second.
Been moved and seconded to approve items 23 through 46. There are no lights. Roll call.
Pauls.
Yes.
Palermo.
Yes.
Festerson.
Yes.
Harding.
Yes.
Jerem.
Yes.
Melton.
Yes.
Mr. President.
Yes.
Items 23 to 46 are approved, 7-0. Item 47, an ordinance approving a redevelopment tax increment financing loan agreement with Center 60 Hospitality LLC to implement the Center Aloft and Baxter Arena redevelopment project plan in an amount up to $2,125,000.
The public hearing was held. The vote is today. Is there a motion? Moving and seconded to approve item 47. There are no lights. Roll call.
Pauls.
Yes.
Palermo.
Yes.
Festerson.
Yes.
Harding.
Yes.
Jerem.
Yes.
Melton. Mr. President.
Yes.
Melton. Councilmember Melton passed due to a potential conflict of interest. Item 47 is approved 6-0. Item 48, a resolution to consider 50% of the estimated total cost of improvements for Street Improvement District number 6883 in an amount not to exceed $94,902.65.
Public hearing on agenda item number 48 is today. Proponents, please.
Thomas Tape, 8023 Woolworth Avenue. I'd like to thank the council for bringing this item forward. Is this visible at all on the...
Yeah, if you put something on there, they'll turn it on.
Okay, great, thank you. So when this SID was formed at the hearing about a month ago, there was question about what was the condition of Woolworth Avenue before the city decided to mill it and grind it down. This is an image that I obtained from Google Street View that was from the summer of 2014. This was a few months before the road was ground down. And the point that I wanted to make is that if you look at either edge of the road, there's no evidence of any erosion or ditch formation there. Today, on either side of this steep part of the hill, which is, I learned last night from the plans for construction, is more than an 8% grade. The ditches are 1.5 feet deep and about a foot wide, and I think really present a safety hazard. And so I appreciate the fact that there is a resolution to share in the cost of redoing this, since I think the city has some responsibility in creating the problem that exists today. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other proponents who wish to be heard?
Hi, Jordan Hoff. I am at 8010 Woolworth, and I'm just here to say that I appreciate your support in this. We have 2 little kids, and we just moved in about 3 or 4 months ago. And the first opportunity we had to cross the street, our little girls ran straight to those ditches and tried to jump over them. So, you know, we're trying to get this thing fixed. You know, we bought the house kind of knowing it was a problem and kind of hoping that we could get it resolved as quickly as possible. So, yeah, so I appreciate everything that you guys can do.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Are there any other proponents who wish to be heard? Seeing none, are there any opponents who wish to be heard? Seeing none, public hearing is closed. Moved and seconded to approve item 48. No lights. Roll call.
Pauls.
Yes.
Palermo.
Yes.
Festerson.
Yes.
Harding.
Yes.
Jerem.
Yes.
Melton. Mr. President.
Yes.
Item 48 is approved 7-0. Item 49, an ordinance to approve a contract with UNMC Physicians for medical direction services for the Emergency Medical Care Services Program in the amount of $50,000 per year for a 5-year term commencing on January 1, 2018 through December 31st, 2022.
Public hearing on agenda item number 49 is today. Proponents, please. Chief, do you want to make a couple of comments? Yes,
Good afternoon, Council, Mr. President. My name is Daniel Olson. I'm your fire chief, 1516 Jackson Street. I am a proponent of this ordinance and am available to answer any questions you may have. State statute mandates that approved emergency medical services programs have a medical director who shall be approved, licensed physician responsible for overall medical control of the program. With your support and the passage of this ordinance, our department's emergency medical technicians and paramedics will continue to provide the highest level of service to our community while operating under the license and direction of our current medical director. This ordinance allows for a 5-year contract that also allows for cost reductions to the tune of $10,000 per year for the 5-year duration. Currently, our last contract was for $60,000 per year. This contract's for $50,000 per year. With that said, we appreciate your consideration in relation to this ordinance, and I am available to answer any questions you may have.
Thank you. Are there any other proponents who wish to be heard? Seeing none, are there any opponents who wish to be heard? Seeing none, public hearing is closed. Doesn't appear that there's any questions, so we'll see you next week. Next item.
Non-action items, items 50 through 54, do not require public hearing or city council consideration at this meeting, but will be placed on a future agenda for public hearing and/or vote. The reason for non-action is noted after the item on the agenda, as well as the date the item is expected to appear on the agenda for consideration.
It's been moved and seconded to adjourn. I think seconded, right? Moved and seconded to adjourn. There are no lights. Roll call.
Pauls. Yes. Palermo. Yes. Festerson.
Yes.
Harding.
Yes.
Jerem.
Yes.
Melton. Mr. President.
Yes.
Motion passed 7-0. Meeting adjourned at 2:20. Well, it wasn't 12 minutes, but I'll take 20.